Welcome to episode 12 of Katanagatari. This is the final episode. Last time had a pretty big cliffhanger ending with Emonzaimon shooting Togame several times and things not looking too good. Shichika being really mad. So the only sword left to get are his guns, and you've got this whole resolution with him and Hite. Any more information we need to learn with Shikizaki's goals as to rewriting history? I'm really curious about a lot of what's going to play out in this episode, and I hope it'll be a good finale. So let's jump into it. We're going to watch it and discuss. I have the subtitles and the timer on the screen if you want to follow along, or you can pull up the episode on your own. But either way, let's watch the finale in 3, 2, 1, play. Alright, what do we got? We have the gunshots ringing out. Togame taking some pretty serious hits. And Shichika becoming a perfected deviant blade. What does that entail? What does that mean? And why? I have a lot of questions. So there you go. And number 13 is there too. He shot her real good. Yeah, he's known that the whole time. Her real name is Yosha. I don't think that's true. That sounds like a shifting of the blame. But either way, I really want to see what's going to happen and how we're gonna end it. But yeah, while the OP is playing, let me say that if you enjoyed these videos, subscribe to the channel. There won't be any Katanagatari next week, but there will be a new show taking its place, and other videos every single day of the week. And also check out the description down below. You've got links to Twitter and Discord if you want to come hang out, and Patreon if you want to support my ability to make these videos and get them early. You can get them a week early, or even earlier than that. Exclusive vlogs, polls, that stuff. Thanks. But yeah, let's see how this plays out here. Princess Hite and Emonzaimon at the forefront now as our last opponents. After facing Shikizaki himself last time, which felt like bigger endgame material, but these guys have been set up for a long time, that it's all leading to a confrontation with them. The Maniwa are all dead. Poor little Penguin. Can't a boy just cosplay his Piplup in peace? No. Apparently not. So here we go. Gun the flame, Ento Jiu. The sword is guns. What do you think history is? You naturally have the history that you know. Your own history, sure. But our memories can be pretty faulty in regards to our own history. Like a book. So yeah, can we get her some assistance? He doesn't have a reason to kill Shichika. You might want to, though, or else he'll seek revenge. Really? Okay, so he hit her in a way that will kill her, but just not immediately, to give him some time to say goodbye. It's being as benevolent as he felt he could be. Bad idea not to kill Shichika on your part, though. I don't know how he would fight guns. But yeah, I was not sure what Togame's fate would be. Of course, he didn't hit vital. She won't die right away, so she has a chance to be saved. Yeah, that's not what we're really dealing with right now. That's not the main concern. She's like totally calm. Yeah, she's just being a strategian. Like, for all she knows, she could just, as far as she knows, she is dying right now, and she's just kind of accepting it and just using this moment to come up with a final strategy for him. I'm glad that he'll live on. So she seems to be accepting it. Can we get her some attention at all? It's pretty bad. You never know. He might persevere, not give up, and go try to save her anyway. And of course, that would come to her mind. That's a solid last wish if I've ever heard one. That'll just be his goal. That we'll get a sequel series where he just goes from place to place and teaches the word Cheerio, one episode a month. Also invents Cheerios. She seems to be fully prepared to die, fully trusting in him. It seems like that's where it's headed. That she's not going to make it. Even if you don't know it. Yeah. Wow, it seems like we're actually doing this then. Yeah, they grew a lot together. There's no denying that. Hmm. It's a nice image there. Just accepts it. It's part of her life. That's what we said. That should have been a pretty big death flag, I guess, talking about your plans after the fact. Same thing happened to Ho-Oh and Pingun, and then look what happened to them. Well, it wasn't a lie. Maybe you originally thought that you might do that, but definitely not anymore. Nah, you can say that all you want. Hmm. But you developed actual real feelings. You did change. You can try to tell yourself that, or try to convince him of that. You don't have to forgive the guy who did it. Shichika didn't do it. You said that yourself. Maybe she is having... It's actually kind of interesting wondering like how much of what she's saying is true, what she thinks is true, and then lies. Like how much of it is like a deathbed revelation. But for the most part, seems to... seems to be lying. Yeah. The point of your life. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of that, I feel like was for his sake, to make him able to move on after the fact. For her own sake, too, to make her less sad about the whole thing and just kind of convince herself that she hadn't really changed that much. I like the image of the snake and how it also resembles the former long hair. Yeah, see, that line right there kind of tells you what she's doing. Saying all this so that he can do that, saying that, hey, you were just a pawn, it was all a pawn, so that he can move on and forget about her afterwards. And he doesn't really seem to care, he doesn't really seem to be buying into that, he's just kind of... Which is good, it's smart of him. What will he do? When he said that he shot her in a place that would give her some time to say goodbye, he meant it. That's quite a lot of time. Oh, I thought she died. I thought she was dead right there. Okay, I was a little early. Well, I really wasn't sure what was going to happen in the finale, and she died. While never being my favorite character, it's still tragic that it happened. And now we're over to Hite. Yanari Masatsuna. Mm-hmm. I've clearly got some more people present. Whoa, look at that guy's hair. Weird. Yeah, I wonder if there's more meaning to that. Was he not? He did make swords. And also a swordsmith. You can be two things. You can be many things. Yeah, we got that, but why? I don't know. Okay. His goals were noble, but like in what way? To protect Japan from other countries? Alright, he did it for the sake of Japan. What year about does this show take place? I'll have to look into that. I don't remember. Yeah, that man. You should have known not to leave him alive. Whoa, look at him. Look at his outfit. And that dead expression. He's ready to kick ass. Well, he's one of the Blades too, so I don't know. A worthless intruder. How many people are back there? Is it 12? Or 11 if he still has the guns? Are they going to wield the swords? Is he going to fight them all at once? Because I was wondering, like when you see those guys back there, I was keeping count. I wasn't keeping count, but after the fact, I just thought about it. Like, are there gonna be the number gonna line up with the deviant blades? He's just on a killing path now. Can't forget about you and move on. Sorry, I gotta take care of some business. Yeah, these guys don't matter. You guys go home. Oh yeah, I'm sure you'll get him. Random guy, you'll do it. The other 50 were nothing, but you standing there by yourself. Yeah. He's the one who did all the work. Almost got him. You almost got him. Over 1,000? That's not... It's irrelevant. Plus, those silhouettes back there have fairly unique designs, too. Some of them. Well, we can't do that. I was wondering if she knew about that, but I still don't know, like, how. How so? He has become the completed blade, but I don't know what that means. Alright, we got these guys. Yeah, they're 11. 11 swords. And then him. So Shichika doing this is part of Shikizaki's plan, but we want to stop him. I don't know. So all the other deviant blades versus this one. Was that what it was all supposed to lead to for Shikizaki? Hi, bird. What did you think? I see. He can warg. We're gonna have one big fight. Alright. This is his invitation. Maybe it'll just be one at a time. That'd be pretty pointless, though. He already beat him before. Yeah, like, he doesn't know what he would do after the fact. He doesn't know how he would live his life, so... Might as well. There's the armor. One of them doesn't really need to wield the robot. It's kind of its own thing, right? I don't know how that works. Is it really going to be one at a time? You guys, it should have been all of you at once. Like, he already beat them all one at a time. So it's just a boss tower one at a time. And probably in the order that we originally did it. We get to fight them all of them again. He did the same thing he did the first time. Oh! Doesn't need to collect them anymore, that's for sure. It doesn't matter. But, I thought it couldn't be broken. Okay. It's weird. I suppose even that has its limits. Just a real strong dude can break it. So it was actually kind of garbage. But alright. Zanto the Razor. It's just gonna break them all. This fucking guy's just stuck in the air. You can let go. Bye. of Zanto Namakura. Zanto the Razor. They got the English names, the Japanese names, got different names in the books and the show. Alright, here we go. Look at all of them. Just break them all. Sorry, guys. This is just not gonna work out. Holy shit. Yeah, no. Oh, wow. Ooh, rough. Sorry, girl. We're just gonna... Ew, what's going on with this person? It's just not happening. Oh, we never got to see this sword. We never got to see the fight. Well, but there it is. It's very thin, very fragile. Bam. You weren't good enough to use it. What is going on with your face? It's a roll... whatever. It's much easier when I can just break it. And there that goes. At what point do you give up here? I don't know if they know up ahead, like, how horribly these guys are doing down below. And here's the armor. Is somebody actually big enough to wear it? Wasn't he, like, 7 feet tall? What's he gonna do this time? But if I put you in the air... He's being very efficient. Bye. Holy shit. Oh, God. Ow. Well, that was brutal. Yeah, ruthless, for sure. Just fucking... look at his eyes. He doesn't give a shit. That guy's broken as fuck. What do we have? Oh, really? Well, then you'll die with no problem whatsoever. Maniwa are good at dying. Impressive swinging the heavy sword. Like Cho-Cho. Yeah, that makes it just a sword. There's no point in using it, it's just a sword. If you negate it... Whoa! I don't know. I don't know about that, but... But wow. He's being fucking cruel. Oh, this thing. Really? Okay, we get to see a whole different light to Akuto Bita. Not gonna matter. This guy's gonna die. Okay, sounds good. Holy shit. Holy hell. He didn't even move. He didn't even put up any kind of fight. He just relied on that thing and did not fucking work. There that goes. It's not going well. Okay, we do have somebody wielding it in some way. Hey there. His dead-ass face, man. Working alongside it. Okay, didn't even see what he did. He just fucked him up. That was before. Yeah, she did kind of dive in front of it like a dumbass. Sorry, Biorigo. There's not. You're just gonna die. This is a stick. What about the 10th one? The one that's just a hilt. He doesn't give a shit, man. Like, why are you even bothering to talk? It's not gonna get you anywhere. Yeah, you'll do. Oh, you'll do that. I have the utmost confidence. Exactly. Sorry. Yeah, who knew he could break a wooden stick and then your neck? Sorry. Hi, little girl. Yeah, a little bit. I don't know, like, what. Maybe he'll spare this kid's life. Just toss it here, let me break it. Oh! Well, there you go. Did she die? Is she okay? That sound effect was not a death sound effect. That was a. I don't know. She might be okay. She might have survived. But then you got this guy who's not looking too good. This man is poisoned all to hell. So is he possessed by Shikizaki? Did that happen again, or is he just crazed? I'm not entirely sure how it works the second time, but it doesn't matter. He's dead. That okay? I thought it was showing that guy again. Never mind. Yep, they're all done. How's number 10 doing? She's probably alive. I think she's okay. Maybe not though. I mean that good hit to the head. And here we go. How about the guns? How do we handle that? All of them, they're all done. They're all destroyed except for them. Yeah, really. Really shows the whole thing in a whole new light, like how things could have been different if he had been able to destroy them. I'm sure he will. What was he going to say? Okay. Is she okay with that? Oh, I think everybody noticed just fine. Oh, alright. So whichever is fine. So him living will complete Shikizaki's plans. Will he die too? Still a lot of questions. Well, that's not really what he's fighting for. You can say that was his plan all along, but that's not why he's personally doing it. She did. And you took that, so here we go. The long hair days. The hot springs in the mountain. Alright, let's see it. He's a capable fighter even without the guns. But I'm being selfish. There those blades go. You actually want him to kill you? You're not trying for vengeance at all? Bringing out the guns. Okay, holy shit. Clearly they do. Have you hit him? Holy shit. I wonder how many bullets those guns have. Like, what is the tech behind those? You didn't? Did you catch him? No? Holy shit. Whoa, okay. That's one way to do it. He did come to die. I was wondering, I was willing to buy that he was dodging them all just because anime. But that makes a lot more sense. Oh yeah. Had to protect the swords, protect her, protect himself. He has no limitations now. He's completed. I'm sorry? That's too many, that's too long. Shorten that, and then I'll consider it. He's getting sliced up. Both of them are. He's already taken a bunch of bullets, though. And he's fighting as if nothing is wrong because he's just too pissed off. Blood going everywhere. Everything's being destroyed. God damn. It's gonna be ripped to shreds after this is over. Gonna slip in some blood, giving him an... Oh shit, it was called Ento the Flame. Whoa, that was a hell of a slice. He got the shit beat out of him, but that might be it right there. Give him fucking all the hits, every fucking attack. It's pretty... Okay, it's pretty cool. There it is. There's a lot of blood. And there go the guns. I mean, maybe we do need to break them all, and that includes him too. Maybe he'll die too from all of this. Sorry, trying to serve your princess, but that's the end of the line. What now? A lot. I'm sure there was like a ton of sound, a ton of rumbling. They're like, what the hell is happening? I don't know about that, buddy. And the winner comes up to the top floor with his mask, his trophy. Sorry. I deny that. What's he gonna do here? What is this all gonna lead to? And then you've got the Shogun. There's nobody left. Well, you're not really taking him on. They're not gonna put up a fight. But if he has to pick one between the two of them... Yeah, seemed like it. Okay. Either way, collapse of the shogunate. Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna go through with it? He seems to want to. But whoa. I deny that too. I didn't like her or anything. Sorry, buddy. He's got his little sword. He's thinks he can do something. The whole country. You can just have Japan. That's pretty fucking brilliant. That's the most badass Cheerio anyone has ever uttered, and he destroyed the whole fucking thing. Alright, now I can buy that he can break the Unbreakable Sword if he just did that. With a solid Cheerio or two. Oh, we're done. We're wrapping up. Did he... I assume he has... We're seeing all the locations. The island, the desert, the shrine with little Koni Yuki. Yeah, she's so fun, lifting all the logs for them. The place where the fight happened that we totally got to see. So I assume he survived. I thought maybe he'd like go back to the island, just live there the rest of his days. I don't know. The fight with the armor guy, the Itezora's mountain. Or we fought Nanami. It's nice revisiting all these places. The robot. And this girl. Her running her sword school. Pretty cool. And the place where the 10th one was, there wasn't really much going on there. The Maniwa village. And the Shogun's tower destroyed. Is he gonna go make a map? He's scarred up. Whoa! I'm sorry? Cut her hair as well. She's coming with him? Is he gonna go make a map? Is he just gonna go travel? Wow. Well, I didn't expect... Yeah, I mean, you take out one and the next one just comes up. Couldn't do it. Didn't expect this, her coming along with him and being like this. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I mean, that's not good for the sake of Japan, but if that's what's going to happen, then that's what's going to happen. Leave it to the people who have to deal with it and see how it goes. Like I said, I don't remember like exactly when this take place, but I assume it's referring to like actual real world events, like the All right, he's going to go see some new places. You know, like actual, other nations coming to Japan. All right, got a traveling partner, apparently. Wouldn't have expected him to be traveling with Hite. I wouldn't have guessed that. Hey. It's just my thing. He's got to go spread Cheerio. Yeah, he couldn't go back to the island. He's got to spread the Cheerio. Nobody really knows. Like, the story ends here. Oh, the Maniwa. Well then. That's it? That is the end of Katanagatari. Let's talk about it. Alright, episode 12, the finale of Katanagatari. Whenever I get to the end of a show, I always feel the need to try to just recap every single thought I've ever had about it, and I never feel like I've said enough. But, we gotta try to avoid doing that and just give general thoughts. This has been a very interesting series to watch. I didn't love it. It's not one of my favorites or anything, but it was very unique. I did enjoy it. It is something that I would recommend to basically anyone, any anime fans. I would recommend checking this out at least at the start, at least the first 4 episodes. Depending on how you react to episode 4, maybe should determine whether or not you keep going. But I think those first few episodes, and specifically episode 4, is such a unique experience that I will not be forgetting anytime soon. That's one of the most memorable anime experiences that I've had. Just the audacity of the ending of episode 4. And I think everybody should probably experience that. So yeah, it's interesting, and just, the structure of it, how the light novels came out once a month for a year, and then so did the episodes, and they're 45 minutes. Just the structure of the whole thing, it's unique, and it stands out. Like I said, it's not one of my favorite shows or anything. It gets a positive rating, but like on the lower end of positive ratings. But compared to other shows that I would probably give the same rating, this stands out more than a lot of those, just for its uniqueness and it being interesting. And it does have a lot of interesting ideas and concepts in it. And I've really enjoyed reading the books, too. I've got some of them right here next to me, and I can't wait to keep going when more of them start coming out in North America. But yeah, like, my thoughts and opinions have grown and shifted so much as this series has gone on. It's been a really interesting journey. How much things have changed with people like Shichika and Togame, the Maniwa, just the themes of the show. How much I've thought about throughout the course of it, because like it really has given me a lot to think about. Fairly long discussions for these long episodes a lot of the time. The books even more so. I have enjoyed the books more just because of the extra detail, and I'm really excited to keep reading more of those, especially the latter half, and see how much it adds to the ending when I read the books. But the show has been enjoyable too. I think a lot of it is lacking from just, stronger visuals, the way something like Bakemonogatari does, which I said before, it's kind of unfair that I'm watching that at the same time, because Shaft does such a good job with the visuals of that show that this just looks so much worse in comparison. And I'm not even talking about animation, I'm just talking about creativity in the directing, shot composition. Although the color work and the designs for the characters and the setting, everything, I've loved the entire time. I've loved the character designs and everything. But yeah, it's given me a lot to think about. So many things that I would probably think about even more. Maybe my opinions would change more on as I rewatched it or reread it. Just like thinking about Shichika at the very beginning of the series, how I was like, oh, this guy, he's just been on an island his whole life. He really doesn't have any personality to speak of. And he very quickly obtained one, and he grew as a person just dramatically over the course of the series. And Togame, my shifting opinions on her, from being endeared to her to being kind of annoyed when she gets a little too screamy. And the Maniwa, just, these guys, they kind of suck, huh? They kind of annoying, huh? To actually feeling for some of them. It's been an interesting journey, because like on the one hand, clearly the Maniwa are supposed to just kind of come in and get destroyed, and then that's kind of the joke sometimes, but also in some ways a lot of them were more fleshed out and more interesting, and their plight was something that you could definitely take more seriously. It's just the rough introduction of them, the first few we meet being fairly annoying, being very loud and talkative and arrogant, and one of them talking fucking backwards. Thank God he died fast. And just the fact that they all die so quickly just kind of gets me into this mindset of like, oh, I can't take these guys seriously. And it's been an interesting journey experiencing the Maniwa. I definitely think they could have been used better, because there were some scenes where it was just like, oh, one of the Maniwa died. That's it. Like, if they had at least had like a cool power or something, it would have been better. Like the turtle guy, he was a fencer. The entire scene is just that he was like, I'm a Maniwa guy, I'm gonna poke ya, and then he just died. And it was like, oh, cool, I guess. There could have been something done to make that scene a little more interesting, but it's definitely been interesting experiencing the Maniwa and how they played into the story, all the different factions, just the themes of this story and what it's about, and seeing that evolve as I go through. It was an interesting watch, that's for sure. And there's probably a ton more I can say, and we can always talk about it more in the comments on Discord and shit. We can talk about any of this shit whenever you want. I'm open to all of it. But yeah, onto this episode itself. Togame was shot several times by Emonzaimon at the end of the last episode. Huge cliffhanger. I really didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if she was going to die, if she would. If she would, I imagined it would be later in the episode. She would maybe have more time, maybe would try to receive some kind of medical treatment, but it wouldn't be enough, and maybe it would prolong her life a little bit, but she'd die later, or she would survive. I wasn't entirely sure. But I didn't really expect her to die at the beginning, but it really picks up right there, and I wasn't sure if Shichika's just going to go into a burst of rage and attack Emonzaemon on the spot, but of course it would make sense that he would want to try to tend to Togame right there, and Emonzaemon says that he made it so that it would kill her, but not right away, and he's giving her the courtesy of being able to have her final words with Shichika, and so we have that conversation, which was fucking long. Never seen somebody have a deathbed moment that goes on for so long, their final words. It was a little silly how long it was, just because it's like, god damn, how you fucking bleed out already. It gets to the point where you're just kind of like, all right. But especially because there was that one part where I thought she died. Like, she stopped moving and stopped talking, and I was like, oh, she died. And then she started talking again, and I'm like, oh. So it was a little absurd how long it took her to die. But it was good. It was a good scene. It was a good conversation. I really felt the emotion from Shichika, and I liked everything that they were talking about, and how, of course, he was so upset about what was happening, and her talking about how great he's been and how much he has changed her and everything. And you have all this stuff from her about how it was all just, everything was a pawn to her, and she was going to kill him after the fact. And there's all this stuff where you've got to really stop and think about her intentions. When she started saying all this, I'm like, okay, well, she's lying. But then, as it went on, there were some things that seemed like they might be kind of truthful in there. So I'm like, okay, how much of it is a lie? How much of it is just entirely the truth? How much of it, is just something that she has kind of convinced herself of, but isn't entirely true? Like, she says she would have killed him after this whole thing was over. I don't believe that for a second. Could that have been her plan initially, when she first started this whole thing? Possibly. Probably, even. Could that have been her plan for a little while? Sure. Was that still her plan? I highly, highly doubt it. Even if it was, that doesn't mean she would have gone through with it. That's a different question entirely. Would it have actually happened? Could she have still possibly had the idea in there that she would have been able to do it, but then in the moment been proven wrong? Entirely possible. But when she was saying that, I mostly perceived that as a lie. As her telling Shichika these things to get him to move on after her death. Especially because she was saying, I'm going to think up a counter strategy, I'm going to think up a scheme, one final scheme, and then the eye came on, and that's, exactly when she said that it was, all a lie, this was all a ruse. So, that kind of tells me that that's the case, that this is all a scheme in order to get Shichika to do what she wants and move on after her death. She was talking about how all these feelings within her, even those were just pawns. But again, it's really, a lot of it is kind of ambiguous. Generally, I feel like she was mostly just trying to get him to move on. Some of these things may have had some truth to them, whether she felt them just towards the beginning, or maybe she really did feel them strongly as time went on, it being difficult for her to forgive Kyotoryu for the death of her father and everything. But I think in the end, those were not the sides of her that would have won out. Like I said, if she had still thought about killing Shichika after the fact, I don't think she would have gone through with it. And I really like the visuals in this segment too, with the snake and resembling the hair and everything. But that's definitely something interesting to talk about. I feel like a lot of it is really left kind of ambiguous, but I definitely fell more on the side of it not being true. But it was interesting to watch, just because that's what I was mostly convinced of at the beginning when she started saying all this. I was like, oh, I don't buy that. But it actually made me question that as it went on, and I was really kind of questioning back and forth, what exactly was going through her mind, and it was pretty interesting. And just make Cheerio spread throughout the land, and that's a pretty great thing to say when you're dying. Pretty fantastic. And so we have him going through a bunch of fucking dudes. He just kills 20 million guys with no effort whatsoever, with the blankest ass expression of all time, just total, I'm just gonna fucking kill everybody. I loved his face that whole time. And we get to fight all of the swords and break them all, which is pretty awesome. I have to say, that's a pretty great way to conclude something like this. I think that scene sometimes felt like it was going on a little long, just because these are random-ass goobers that we don't care about, and they're swords that we've already seen, and we know that he's going to easily win, and so he just does, one after another, so it's kind of like, okay, now that's going to happen with the next one. And now it's going to happen with the next one. Felt a little long and repetitive, but mostly I really liked it. I really think that's a good thing to do in the finale. That was really cool. I love how all of the guys had unique designs. Of course, I've talked about that many times. I love the character designs in the series. Even these guys, even these random sword wielders at the end here, they all had pretty cool looking designs rather than just being random nobodies. But man, yeah, the swords, getting to revisit those, it's pretty cool. Just kind of going through the journey again. The swords have been such an interesting experience. My expectations from the beginning, I didn't know. I was like, well, what are these swords going to be like? All I know is that we're going to have one sword in every episode. What kind of superpowers are they going to have? Are they going to be able to shoot lightning or something? And then slowly realizing what the swords were like, how they're kind of... They're extraordinary. They're better than a regular sword, but they're still fairly grounded for the most part. You have one that can't be broken. You have one that can cut through anything. And then you start getting the really weird ones, like the sword that is 1,000 swords. The sword that's a stick. The sword that's a hilt. The sword that is armor. And the sword that is guns. And that's really cool, especially with the revelation of Shikizaki looking into the future, being how he got the idea for all of these and the techniques to make them. It's a really cool way to make swords that stand out for the time period that the show is set in, but not be like crazy, supernatural stuff. I think they were pretty unique, and their wielders and the situations that they were in, man, just thinking back on it, like it really was an interesting journey and a very unique one. But yeah, just getting to see all the swords in a row again was really fun, and breaking them all was really cool. Breaking the first one was a little weird because it's the unbreakable one, and he just kind of really broke it easily, but by the end, with that final Cheerio attack, seeing how strong he was, I was like, okay, yeah, I buy it. The armor, disgusting, just the bubbling up and like exploding, holy shit. The one with the hilt was really funny, just knock it back. I think she's fine, I think she survived, but yeah, it was just fun going through it and destroying all of them. That's a great way to send the series off. And then the final one, the final big battle with Emon Zaimon was really cool. That was enjoyable. Some parts where the animation is lacking, where it's just kind of like a flurry of blue and orange going back and forth. But I did like the coloring there anyway, the blue and orange. But a lot of it other than that was really cool and really entertaining. And then killing the Shogun, another great way to cap it all off. The fact that he yelled Cheerio is honestly perfect. Like, since I've watched this episode and have been thinking back on it, that's one of the biggest things that always comes back to me. I'm very satisfied with this finale, pretty much all the aspects of it, but one of the biggest things that I always think back on, I just think of him yelling Cheerio and busting that place down. That was a really cool moment and a great way to send off the series. With Princess Hite, I did not expect her to be going with him at the end. I wasn't sure if he would die. I wouldn't have expected both of them to die. And before, I had theorized maybe he could die and not Togame, but then after Togame's death, I wouldn't have thought he would die, but then I was actually wondering, because he went there to die. He wasn't going to kill himself, let himself just be killed, but I was thinking maybe Emon Zaimon, if anyone, could kill him, and so if he can, then he will welcome that. He went there to die, so I was thinking maybe he actually will. But nope, he's a little bit scarred, going on their journey with Hite. Maybe go make a map, maybe go spread Cheerio. Didn't expect her to just kind of to be like that at the end, to have the short hair and just be accompanying him, but that's kind of interesting that she's doing that he has this new companion going along with him, because she didn't really seem like totally invested in this whole thing. She was like, well, if it goes my way, cool. If it doesn't happen, then that's fine. I don't really care either way. She denies everything, so even if she has this one thing she's trying to do, she's just gonna deny that too. So like either way, it works out just fine, I guess. It didn't work out, so she moved on and let that go. And that's like one of the big things here. I think that's one of the big themes about freedom and not being used, not being chained down, which definitely relates heavily to a sword, the way somebody uses a sword, and the way Shichika was used this whole time, the way Togame viewed him as a sword for so long, and the way Shikizaki was trying to use him and use these people to their means, or the way that someone like Togame was chained down by her past and being unable to overcome it and not being able to move on, and the way Hite may have been, but she didn't. She moved on past it and survived. Shichika, by the end, wasn't chained down anymore either. He disobeyed Togame. He did what he wanted. He didn't go along with what Shikizaki wanted either. Things just couldn't be changed the way he wanted. Things just didn't work out that way, no matter what he tried to do, introducing these swords and everything. It just didn't work out that way. It just kind of course corrected. So maybe like on a grander scale, you might not be able to just change the world and the course of history, but at least on a personal level, be your own person. Don't let yourself be a pawn. Do what you want to do. That's definitely one of the major things that I think comes through in this finale. A lot of the time, Togame was a little annoying to me. I never hated her or anything. I didn't even dislike her. It's just she wasn't my favorite. Sometimes she could be a bit annoying. I didn't expect her to die, and I didn't want her to. I never wished death upon Togame. Even when she got shot last time, I thought she could pull through, hoped that maybe she would. But even that, like thinking back on all the different aspects of this finale, it all feels like it falls into place really well. And all feels really satisfying, even her death. I'm curious to know a lot of people's thoughts on all the different aspects of this finale, like breaking all the swords, Hite at the end, Togame's death, what she was really thinking and feeling, just the themes of the show, the Maniwa, Shikizaki, whatever the hell you want to talk about. I really want to discuss it some more, but yeah, like I can see people being upset at her death, maybe, not thinking that she should have died, but I don't know, it all feels like it fits in pretty well. I have some questions, and they might be stuff that I've just forgotten or not picked up on, but off the top of my head, I don't remember if it was stated why Shichika killed his father. If I'm stupid, just let me know in the comments below. Also, you know, the real reason behind the sword hunt. If I'm remembering the details correctly, and again, just correct me if I'm wrong, you know, Shikizaki wanted the shogun taken out, wanted history to be changed, and they were trying to gather the swords. My main question is, this whole question was brought up with the ninth sword, because it's a stick. So their question was, why weren't they able to collect that on the sword hunt? I don't remember the answer to that question. Please let me know. But anyway, yeah, enjoyable finale for sure. Shichika fighting all the swords, very memorable, great thing to do for the ending. Seeing how strong he's become, how easily he can take these guys out, how well he can fight these swords now, how well he maybe could have fought some of them to begin with had he been allowed to break them and been more reckless, not had to protect himself or Togame, how much some of their users mattered, like the fourth sword that we never really got to see much in action, except a little bit, and we mostly just heard tell and understood that it's so fragile that only like the greatest of swordsmen could possibly wield it, and seeing how some of these people just are not up to the task, and really it just makes you reflect on all those other users and how good they were, or how unique they were in certain ways, or the environments and the settings that they fought in, and just the restrictions that they may have been under. It's really cool. It just makes me think back on all of that. Princess Hite, can't really say I'm a huge fan of her character. I just don't really feel like she had enough of a presence in the show. She never really felt important enough to me. She wasn't in it all that much, comparatively. And whenever it cut back to her, it was often just kind of her sitting there talking about how she denies everything and like, ooh, that Togame, and never really got like a ton from her personally. She never really felt as important as I feel she should have. But that's just me. Like I said, the ending with her is very interesting, and I do like that. And the reveal about Shikizaki and why he was doing this whole thing and how it was about saving Japan is really interesting. And when they introduced this whole rewriting history thing, I really didn't know what it was all about and where it was going, but I really liked the way that played out, and that's just another thing that I would like to have in my head as I reread or rewatch the series. And the fact that that ties into what I believe would be World War II. I don't remember the exact year, exact time that the show takes place, but I think that would be what that's referencing, trying to stop the fate of Japan that's going to happen then. So yeah, I don't think I have too much more to say. It was definitely an interesting journey with, for me, a satisfying ending. And I think they really kind of hammered home a little bit how much it is about the journey more than the destination. They were talking here about how so many people failed to achieve their goals, failed in what they were trying to do, and died horribly and tragically. And again, just great recap at the end, just seeing like all the places we've been, seeing all the characters, and seeing just how many characters there really were in this series. And it's cool to reflect back on all of that, and how, you know, Shichika, there's no word of him after this. Like, maybe he went on to make a map of the country, maybe he went on to do this and that, but he most certainly lived, and that's the part that matters. The journey, and it was an interesting one. And yeah, I hope to discuss it more, hear everybody's thoughts on it, because it's definitely an interesting show to talk about. So we'll have a new show starting next week, so stay tuned next Wednesday. That'll be fun, I hope. Thank you for watching Katanagatari with me. Yeah, there's probably a ton more things I can say, but we're gonna have to end it. So thanks, and I'll see you next time. Cheerio.